All right, folks, today we celebrate America, and unfortunately, we don't get to celebrate what's taking place in these markets, except for a couple assets that I'm going to show you, a little bit of green on a couple charts. So without further ado, I want to get right on into this update. Before I do, I just want to say thank you for all your support. The fight of our community is so strong, our resilience, and I couldn't do this without you guys. So I just want to say thank you for all your support. Greatly appreciate you guys, and I hope that everybody's celebrating America and staying safe out there. God bless you all. Let's rock and roll. So we got a couple charts here that do have some green on them, and that would be our friend gold and silver. For gold, this is on the weekly chart, by the way, up to 2,358 right now at the time of this recording. So we got a green weekly candle building right here. Going to be watching this one. See if gold wants to push towards 2,400 bucks again. For silver, love to see it above $30. That $30 price point is just a big psychological one. We held that 29 support, like I said, a couple dips below, but now we're well back above $30 per ounce, and we'll be watching this one closely. Now for Bitcoin, we are back down here once again, still on the weekly chart, and I wanted to show you this perspective so you can see what's happening. Big time support at 58. If we break through this 58K level, which we've already done, we're at 57,200 at the time of this recording, we are in big trouble. Okay, so yesterday we broke below 58, then we back tested back up to about 58.4, 58.5, and now we are plunging once again down 23% from our all-time high. Okay, I'm going to double check that measurement here again for you guys. Yeah, 23, 25%. Yeah, and let's get rid of all my drawings. That's way too many drawings. And if we don't hold this, there's not much support until about 52. That's the next big stop for us, is at 52. There's really nothing between where we're at right now and 52,000. So unless we get a recovery here soon over the weekend, look out below. But I did go back to all of the 4th of Julys going back to 2019. And nearly, well, all of them actually basically led to a continuation to the downside, even if we got a 4th of July pump. So on a couple of the years, like I said, going all the way back to 2019, we did get a few months or a few 4th of July pumps that did occur, and they were a lot of fun. But literally all Julys that I went back and looked at since 2019, we might have got a little 4th of July pump, but then we fell off 15 to 30%. In 2019, it was a 30% drop. And then even on the 1 year that we did get a decent pump, 2022, we were in a broader bear market, and we'd already been sacrificed, right? The Luna sacrifice in June. Well, it was what, May of 2022, the Luna sacrifice. I'll never forget that moment because I was in Colorado watching the lunar eclipse, and the market was just a bloodbath. And so anyways, on the 4th of July, we did get a little bit of a pump, but then we got sideways action through the summer before we cleaned out in November of 2022 down to 15,000, which was the lows of this previous bear market. So we're right now in the middle of a bull market still. Nothing invalidates the bull market that we're still in. You're starting to see some concerns by rookies who haven't been around in the cryptocurrency space, who understand that these cycles are drawn out. This time is a little bit different, of course, but still everything remains intact as far as our bullish thesis into the later part of this year, into next year. But like I said, I went back to 2019. We've seen drawdowns of 15 to 30% in every single July. So stay safe out there. This is to be expected. Kind of the old adage, right? Sell in May and walk away. That's the old stock market saying. Maybe that we got one here for crypto for July. It seems to be in play right now. So, you can take advantage. XRP's at 44 cents right now. Big support at 40 cents. I don't think that we go much lower than that as long as Bitcoin holds 58. If Bitcoin goes down to 52,000, then that's where we could go sub 40 cents for a quick, brief moment. But once again, I do think that XRP has tremendous support. It hasn't been pumped as much, but that's why the support and that baseline that we have is so well established. And so many people are anxious to buy XRP at these lower levels. So don't get caught thinking that the worst is about to come and that XRP is about to go to 25 cents. Not saying that that can't happen. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that are ready to buy up XRP sub 40 cents, right? I mean, there's a lot of people buying XRP right now at sub 50. So With that being said, let's get round into the update, guys. That's where we're at in the markets. Here's our stock market move, though. Eric Balchunas. The top 10 biggest stocks in the S&P 500 contributed to 77% of the index's total return in the first half of this year. That is the second highest ever reading of that number. Only time it's been higher was in Gulp, 2007. And I continue to reiterate this. I know, not convenient. A lot of people have their 401ks. A lot of people got stock portfolios, and they don't want to hear this. They just want to hear number continue going up, and they see records being beat, and they don't want to sit on the sidelines, right? They don't want to miss out. And the FOMO has been driven by these top tech companies that have led the whole market. If you remove those, the S&P 500 is actually down on the year. So without the high-flying tech, the stock market has not corrected. We've been in a bear market. We have not corrected. A lot of stocks have not gone to new all-time highs. So it's almost like we have two different stock markets right now. We have the Magnificent Seven, or in this case, top 10, and then the rest of the market, right? So let's be very clear about that. Now, looking at Tether and the opportunity for Ripple and their stablecoin, after reading this, I get more bullish on Ripple's stablecoin. Tether, a 50-person company, made over $4.5 billion in Q1 of 2024, generating over 80% of Goldman Sachs revenue. Guys, this is incredible. This is from Smoke. Huge shout out to Smoke. 80% over Goldman Sachs revenue with 50-person company. This is a whole new reality that we are now in. And you got crypto companies like this, and Tether, enjoy it while it lasts, because I think that their day of reckoning is coming. And they're making so much dang money that you think that they'd be able to cover their reserves, right? But we'll see. But nonetheless, this shows me that Ripple, right, could add 50 people. They already have nearly 1,000 employees. So adding a stablecoin department, not a big deal. And with 50 people in Q1, Tether generated $4.5 billion of revenue. Incredible. Truly incredible. Now, the laws and the regulations are coming, which is bullish for our space. Linda P. Jones shares, the U.S. Treasury is requiring crypto exchanges to provide customers with gains and losses like traditional brokerages do. One step closer to making crypto real money. So instead of having to track down all your trades, bust out the calculator, and figure out your gains and losses, it looks like the IRS is going to require the exchanges to actually give you this data, which will be helpful. Not that it makes it any more pleasant paying those taxes, but once again, one step in the right direction towards mass adoption. Another step in that direction, I don't know if this is something I really like to see, but it's what we're dealing with, which is Robinhood considers listing crypto futures in the US and Europe, Bloomberg reports. Now, I'm begging anybody to bring futures to the US market because I'm ready to trade again. I was trading on KuCoin. KuCoin found out where I lived, and they kicked me off their platform. Not before I was able to trade and acquire a lot more XRP and get my XRP off that platform. Thank God. But as far as futures in the US, I would prefer if it wasn't Robinhood. I'd prefer if it wasn't not just Robinhood, but the market makers behind Robinhood, like Citadel, Ken Griffith, right? These are the market makers that have been controlling the broader stock market. And I don't really want to see the same players now controlling our cryptocurrency space. We already have enough manipulation in the cryptocurrency space. And so nonetheless, we'll be continuing to watch that. What the point here, though, is that this is the access to these markets now being brought to the people. And in that regard, we're looking at this XRP ETP going live on the NASDAQ Stockholm Exchange. You guys probably already saw this news. I already shared a video on it and, shared all over. But once again, I just wanted to share a couple of points there. You got more ETPs going live in Europe. Eventually, we'll have ETFs here in the United States. Robinhood bringing futures markets here. The IRS finally getting in with the Department of Treasury finally getting the regulations kind of set. Eventually, our Congress will pass the stablecoin legislation first, and then broader crypto rules. Hopefully, we are here, guys, right? This is the calm before the storm. And, I think that we've started to enter that storm as the markets are falling off right now, right? The calm was the period of sideways action over the last few months when Bitcoin before the halving went to an all-time high. And then we consolidated in this range for the past few months. Now we have entered the storm. This is going to be that final correction before this bull run continues. And I thought that Wrath of Kahneman said this very well. Hot Take Tuesday. Crypto is supposed to be boring. Commodities usually are. Hashtag XRP. And that's exactly how I feel about the assets that we've been holding, right? Gold and silver were incredibly boring. Everybody was making fun of it until gold and silver outperformed the rest of the market this year. And so, once again, a lot of people frustrated, getting bored with XRP. That's fine. I like boring. It's like Rick Rule. I interviewed Rick Rule a few months back, and he says, I love the hate. I love assets. I love companies that are hated, that are overlooked, that are boring, right? And sometimes it's just hidden in plain sight right before you. But in today's day of instant gratification and distractions around every corner, you miss what are great opportunities right in front of you because they're perceived to be boring, right? And that's exactly, there's no better way to explain XRP. You can't say that the partnerships that Ripple's developed, all the developments in the ecosystem are boring. That's not boring. The only thing that's been boring is the price action. But that will only hold for so long before we go towards a more fundamental value for XRP. And I'll let you guys speculate on how high that fundamental value is. Somewhere between 5 and 589. With that being said, I hope that everybody enjoys your 4th of July. I'm going to go celebrate with the fam. We're going to have a great time over here. God bless all of you guys. We'll see you in the next one on the way out. If you could tap it for me, I'd greatly appreciate that. Everything's at ZachRector.com. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.